Bem-vindo ao Deep Dumps. No Deep Dumps, nossa missão é ajudá-lo a passar nos exames de certificação com confiança. Acesse os exames de prática mais recentes, PDFs e testes online, sempre atualizados conforme os padrões reais. Com nosso material pronto para o exame, você terá os recursos certos sempre à mão. Milhares de alunos confiam no Deep Dumps, e muitos conquistam a aprovação já na primeira tentativa. Oferecemos suporte 24 de julho por e-mail ou chat ao vivo. E nossos especialistas estão prontos para esclarecer dúvidas e orientá-lo passo a passo. Baixe as perguntas e respostas em PDF. Pratique com questões de qualidade e explicações claras. E avance rumo ao sucesso garantido.
Question 1. Your company is undergoing a regulatory compliance audit. As part of the audit, you are required to demonstrate that you can preserve all electronic communications related to a specific project for a potential legal discovery. Process. You need to configure Google Vault to accomplish this goal. What should you do? Option A. Use the Security Investigation Report to show Vault log events. Option B. Use the Search and Export functionality to identify all relevant communications within the project. Time frame. Option C. Create a matter and a hold on all project-related data sources such as email, chat, and drive within Google Workspace. Option D. Create a custom retention policy for the project data. Ensure that the policy covers the required retention period. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Create a matter and a hold on all project-related data sources such as email, chat, and drive within Google Workspace. Question 2. Several employees from your finance department are collaborating on a long-term, multi-phase project. You need to create a confidential group for this project as quickly as possible. You also want to minimize management overhead. What should you do? Option A. Create a Google group by using Google Cloud Directory Sync, GCDS, to automatically sync the members. Option B. Create a dynamic group and define the department user attribute as a condition for membership with the value as the finance department. Option C. Create a Google group and update the settings to allow anyone in the organization to join the group. Option D. Create a Google group and appoint a group admin to manage the membership of this group. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Create a dynamic group and define the department user attribute as a condition for membership with the value as the finance department. Question 3. Today your company signed up for Google Workspace Business Starter with an existing domain name. You want to add team members and manage their access to email and other services. However, you are unable to create new user accounts or change user settings. You need to fix this problem. What should you do? Option A. Run the transfer tool to bring unmanaged users to your Workspace account. Option B. Check domain ownership in the DNS settings. Option C. Wait 24 hours after signing up for the features to become active. Option D. Upgrade to a Google Workspace Enterprise Edition. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Check domain ownership in the DNS settings. Question 4. A team of temporary employees left your organization after completing a shared project. Per company policy, you need to disable their Google Workspace accounts while preserving all project data and related communications in Google Vault for a minimum of 2 years. You want to comply with this policy while minimizing cost. What should you do? Option A. Purchase and assign archived user licenses to the former employees. Option B. Transfer the former employees' files and data to active user accounts. Delete the former employees' workspace accounts. Option C. Purchase additional user licenses and suspend the former employees' accounts. Option D. Move the former employees to their own organizational unit, OU, and disable access to Google services for that OU. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Purchase and assign archived user licenses to the former employees. Question 5. The legal department at your organization is working on a time-critical merger and acquisition. M&A deal. They urgently require access to specific email communications from an employee who is currently on leave. The organization's current retention policy is set to indefinite. You need to retrieve the required emails for the legal department in a manner that ensures data privacy. What should you do? Option A. Instruct the IT department to directly access and forward the relevant emails to the legal department. Option B. Temporarily grant the legal department access to the employee's email account with a restricted scope that is limited to the M&A related emails. Option C. Ask a colleague with delegate access to the employee's mailbox to identify and forward the relevant emails to the legal department. Option D. Use Google Vault to create a matter specific to the M&A deal. Search for relevant emails within the employee's mailbox. Export and share relevant emails with your legal department. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Use Google Vault to create a matter specific to the M&A deal. Search for relevant emails within the employee's mailbox. Export and share relevant emails with your legal department. Question 6. Your company distributes an internal newsletter that contains sensitive information to all employees by email. You've noticed unauthorized forwarding of this newsletter to external addresses, potentially leading to data leaks. To prevent this, you need to implement a solution that automatically detects and blocks such forwarding while allowing legitimate internal sharing. What should you do? Option A. Add a banner to the newsletter that warns users that external sharing is prohibited. Option B. Create a Gmail content compliance rule that targets the internal newsletter, identifying instances of external forwarding. Configure the rule to reject the message when such forwarding is detected. Option C. Develop an app script project by using the Gmail API to scan sent emails for the newsletter content and external recipients. Automatically revoke access for violating users. Option D. Create a content compliance rule to modify the newsletter subject line, adding a warning against external forwarding. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Create a Gmail content compliance rule that targets the internal newsletter, identifying instances of external forwarding. Configure the rule to reject the message when such forwarding is detected. Question 7. Your organization has hired temporary employees to work on a sensitive internal project. You need to ensure that the sensitive project data in Google Drive is limited to only internal domain sharing. You do not want to be overly restrictive. What should you do? Option A. Configure the drive sharing options for the domain to internal only. Option B. Restrict the drive sharing options for the domain to allow listed domains. Option C. Create a drive DLP rule, and use the sensitive internal project name as the detector. Option D. Turn off the drive sharing setting from the team dashboard. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Configure the drive sharing options for the domain to internal only. Question 8. Several employees at your company received messages with links to malicious websites. The messages appear to have been sent by your company's human resources department. You need to identify which users received the emails and prevent a recurrence of similar incidents in the future. What should you do? Option A. Search the sender's email address by using email log search. Identify the users that received the messages. Instruct them to mark them as spam in Gmail. Delete the messages. And empty the trash. Option B. Search for the sender's email address by using the security investigation tool. Mark the messages as phishing. Add the sender's email address to the blocked senders list in the spam, phishing and malware setting in Gmail to automatically reject future messages. Option C. Collect a list of users who received the messages. Search the recipient's email addresses in Google Vault. Export and download the malicious emails in PST file format. Add the sender's email address to a quarantine list setting in Gmail to quarantine any future emails from the sender. Option D. Search for the sender's email address by using the security investigation tool. Delete the messages. Turn on the safety options for spoofing and authentication protection in Gmail settings. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Search for the sender's email address by using the security investigation tool. Delete the messages. Turn on the safety options for spoofing and authentication protection in Gmail settings. Question 9. Your organization's users are reporting that a large volume of legitimate emails are being misidentified as spam in Gmail. You want to troubleshoot this problem while following Google recommended practices. What should you do? Option A. Adjust the organization's mail content compliance settings in the admin console. Option B. Advise users to individually allow list senders. Option C. Disable spam filtering for all users. Option D. Contact Google Workspace support and report a suspected system-wide spam filter malfunction. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Contact Google Workspace support and report a suspected system-wide spam filter malfunction. Question 10. Your organization's security team has published a list of vetted third-party apps and extensions that can be used by employees. All other apps are prohibited unless a business case is presented and approved. The Chrome Web Store policy applied at the top-level organization allows all apps and extensions with an admin block list. You need to disable any unapproved apps that have already been installed and prevent employees from installing unapproved apps. What should you do? Option A. Change the Chrome Web Store allow block mode setting to allow all apps. Admin manages block list. In the App Access Control card, block any existing web app that is not on the security team's vetted list. Option B. Change the Chrome Web Store allow block mode setting to block all apps. Admin manages allow list. Add the apps on the security team's vetted list to the allow list. Option C. Disable extensions and Chrome packaged apps as allowed types of apps and extensions for the top-level organizational unit. Selectively enable the appropriate extension types for each sub-organization. Option D. Disable the Chrome Web Store service for the top-level organizational unit. Enable the Chrome Web Store service for organizations that require Chrome apps and extensions. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Change the Chrome Web Store allow block mode setting to block all apps. Admin manages allow list. Add the apps on the security team's vetted list to the allow list. Question 11. Your company handles sensitive client data and needs to maintain a high level of security to comply with strict industry regulations. You need to allow your company's security team to investigate potential security breaches by using the security investigation tool in the Google Admin console. What should you do? Option A. Create an activity rule that triggers email notifications to the security team whenever a high-risk security event occurs. Option B. Assign the user management admin role to the security team. Option C. Assign the super admin role to the security team. Option D. Create an administrator role with security center access. Assign the role to the security team. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Create an administrator role with security center access. Assign the role to the security team. Question 12. Your organization requires enhanced privacy and security when sending messages to banks and other financial institutions. Your organization uses Gmail, but the banks use various other email providers. You need to maximize privacy and limit access to messages sent and received between your organization and the banks. What should you do? Option A. Set up Transport Layer Security (TLS) compliance for inbound and outbound messages with a list of the bank's email domains. Validate the TLS connections. Option B. Configure Sender Policy Framework (SPF) and Domain Keys Identified Mail (DKIM) authentication for your email domains. Option C. Enable Protect Against Unauthenticated Emails in Gmail Safety. Option D. Enable Confidential Mode for Gmail. Instruct employees to use confidential mode when sending messages to the banks. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. Set up Transport Layer Security (TLS) compliance for inbound and outbound messages with a list of the bank's email domains. Validate the TLS connections. Question 13. An end user has thousands of files stored in Google Drive. Their files are well organized with drive labels. You need to advise the end user on how to quickly identify all files that are contracts. What should you do? Option A. Advise the user to use the Google Drive API to search for files with the keyword contracts. Option B. Advise the user to search in Drive for files with the keyword contracts and use the Modified by Me filter. Option C. Advise the user to search for files that are labeled as contracts. Option D. Advise the user to use the investigation tool to search for files with the keyword contracts and updated by you. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Advise the user to search for files that are labeled as contracts. Question 14. Your company's security team has requested 2 requirements to secure employees' mobile devices: enforcement of a passcode and remote account wipe functionality. The security team does not want an agent to be installed on the mobile devices or to purchase additional licenses. Employees have a mix of iOS and Android devices. You need to ensure that these requirements are met. What should you do? Option A. Implement the third-party enterprise mobility management (AIM) provider. Option B. Set up advanced mobile management for iOS devices and basic mobile management for Android devices. Option C. Set up basic management for both iOS and Android devices. Option D. Set up advanced management for both iOS and Android devices. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Set up basic management for both iOS and Android devices. Question 15. Your organization's employees frequently collaborate with external clients and vendors by using Google Meet. There are active instances of unsupervised meetings within your organization that do not have a host, and unsupervised meetings that continue after an event has completed. You want to end all meetings that are being used inappropriately as quickly as possible. What should you do? Option A. End all unsupervised meetings by using the Google Meet APIS. Option B. Enable host management for Google Meet. And train internal host employees how to end meetings for everyone. Option C. Turn off Google Meet in the admin console for your organization. Turn Google Meet back on after 2 minutes. Option D. Identify and end all unsupervised meetings by using the security investigation tool. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Identify and end all unsupervised meetings by using the security investigation tool. Question 16. Your organization uses live streaming to host large Google Meet meetings. You need to limit the participation to affiliated Google Workspace domains by using the admin console. What should you do? Option A. Add the trusted workspace domain names in the stream dialog box. Option B. Turn off live streaming to YouTube. Option C. Add participants to an organizational unit. OU. Turn on live streaming. Option D. Turn on in-house live streaming. Invite users from affiliated domains. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. Add the trusted workspace domain names in the stream dialog box. Question 17. You are configuring email for your company's Google Workspace account. The company wants to prevent certain types of files from being sent or received as email attachments in the simplest and most cost-effective way. What should you do? Option A. Adjust the maximum message size limit to prevent large files from being sent or received. Option B. Enable the security sandbox in Gmail to automatically quarantine emails with suspicious attachments. Option C. Scan all incoming and outgoing emails for malicious attachments by using an industry-standard third-party email security solution. Option D. Configure an attachment compliance rule in Gmail settings to block specific file types. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Configure an attachment compliance rule in Gmail settings to block specific file types. Question 18. Your organization acquired a small agency. You need to create user accounts for these new employees. The new users must be able to use their new organization's email address and their email address with the sub-agency domain name. What should you do? Option A. Redirect the acquired domain to Google's MX records and add the account as a send as address. Option B. Set up the acquired agency as a secondary domain from the Manage Domains page. Option C. Set up the acquired agency as a user alias domain from the Manage Domains page. Option D. Set up the acquired agency as a secondary domain and swap it to the primary domain. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Set up the acquired agency as a user alias domain from the Manage Domains page. Question 19. The current data storage limit for the sales organizational unit OU at your company is set at 10 GB per user. A subset of sales representatives in that OU need 100 GB of storage across shared services. You need to increase the storage for only the subset of sales representatives by using the least disruptive approach in the fewest configuration steps. What should you do? Option A. Move the subset of users to a sub-OU. and assign a 100 GB storage limit to that sub-OU. Option B. Instruct the subset of users to store their documents in a shared drive with a 100 GB limit. Option C. Change the storage limit of the sales OU to 100 GB. Option D. Create a configuration group, and add the subset of users to that group. Set the group storage limit to 100 GB. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Create a configuration group, and add the subset of users to that group. Set the group storage limit to 100 GB. Question 20. A user in your organization received a spam email that they reported for further investigation. You need to find out more details and the scope of this incident as quickly as possible. What should you do? Option A. Conduct a vault search to find this email and identify if additional users were affected. Option B. Conduct a search to find all emails sent by the sender by using the Gmail API. Option C. Conduct an email reports search to find this email and all of the email's recipients. Option D. Conduct a search in the security investigation tool to find this email and identify whether additional users were affected. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Conduct a search in the security investigation tool to find this email and identify whether additional users were affected. Question 21. You work at a large organization that prohibits employees from using Google Sites. However, a task force comprised of 3 people from 5 different departments has recently been formed to work on a project assigned by the Office of a CIO. You need to allow the users in this task force to temporarily use Google Sites. You want to use the least disruptive and most efficient approach. What should you do? Option A. Turn Google Sites access on for each of the 15 users in the task force. Option B. Create a configuration group for the task force's 15 users. Grant Google Sites access to the group. Option C. Place the 15 task force users into a new organizational unit. OU. Turn on Google Sites access for the OU. Option D. Create an access group for the task force's 15 users. Grant Google Sites access to the group. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Create a configuration group for the task force's 15 users. Grant Google Sites access to the group. Question 22. You are investigating a potential data breach. You need to see which devices are accessing corporate data and the applications used. What should you do? Option A. Analyze the audit log in the admin console for device and application activity. Option B. Analyze the security investigation tool to access device log data. Option C. Analyze the Google Workspace reporting section of the admin console. Option D. Analyze the user account section in the Google admin console. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Analyze the security investigation tool to access device log data. Question 23. Your organization has enabled Google Groups for Business to let employees create and manage their own email distribution lists and web forums. You need to ensure that users cannot join external Google Groups with their Google Workspace accounts without interrupting internal group usage. What should you do? Option A. Set the setting for Google Groups for Business called accessing groups from outside this organization to private. Option B. In additional Google services, turn Google Groups off at the root organizational unit. Option C. Use the directory API to change the settings of user-created groups to disable features that allow external users to access, view, or post on groups. Option D. Set the setting for Google Groups for Business called default for permission to view conversations to all organization users. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. Set the setting for Google Groups for Business called accessing groups from outside this organization to private. Question 24. You need to ensure that data owned by former employees remains available in Google Vault. You want to use the most cost-effective solution. What should you do? Option A. Migrate the former employee's Gmail to their manager. S. By using the data migration service during the deletion process. Transfer the former employee's Google Drive files to a new owner. Option B. Change the Google account passwords of the former employees. Option C. Suspend the former employees' Google accounts. Create an organizational unit. OU. Move the former employees into that OU. Option D. Assign an archived user license to the former employees' Google accounts. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Assign an archived user license to the former employees' Google accounts. Question 25. You are managing the buildings and resources for your organization. You need to create several conference rooms with a capacity of 10 people each. Equipped with a whiteboard and projector. And wheelchair accessible. You want to ensure the process is efficient. What should you do? Option A. Automate room creation by using a third-party app from the Google Workspace marketplace. Option B. Create a CSV file and add all resources. Write a script using the Workspace API to reference the CSV file and create all the resources. Option C. Create each conference room individually in the Google Admin Console. Add the features for each room. Option D. Use the Google Admin Console to bulk upload the rooms. Create a resource with the specified features and apply the features to that resource. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Use the Google Admin Console to bulk upload the rooms. Create a resource with the specified features and apply the features to that resource. Question 26. Your organization allows employees to use their personal mobile devices to check their work emails. You need to remove the employees' work email data from their phone when they leave the organization. What should you do? Option A. Set up basic mobile management on the devices. Option B. Set up advanced mobile management on the devices. Option C. Set up data protection rules to prevent data sharing externally. Option D. Set up 2SV authentication on the devices. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. Set up basic mobile management on the devices. Question 27. Your company provides shared Chromebook workstations for employees to access sensitive company data. You must configure the devices to ensure no sensitive data is stored locally and that browsing data is cleared after each use. What should you do? Option A. Force ephemeral mode in Chrome. Disable offline access for sensitive workspace apps like Docs, Sheets, and Drive. Option B. Enable the Manage Guest Session functionality. And set the maximum user session length. Option C. Force ephemeral mode in Chrome. Allow offline access for all workspace apps with strict expiration times. Option D. Disable offline access for all workspace apps. Enable incognito mode for Chrome browsing sessions. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. Force ephemeral mode in Chrome. Disable offline access for sensitive workspace apps like Docs, Sheets, and Drive. Question 28. During a recent Google Meet video conference, several employees reported that they could not hear the presenters. The presenters confirmed that their laptops' microphones were working. The affected employees were all using company-issued laptops. You need to quickly diagnose the source of the issue. What should you do first? Option A. Verify that the audio drivers on the affected laptops are up to date and functioning correctly. Option B. Check the admin console to determine whether there are recent Meet-related notifications or alerts. Option C. Check if context-aware access rules were set to prevent Meet access from the user's network. Location. Option D. Use the Meet Quality tool for each affected user to analyze their microphone settings and configurations during a meeting. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Use the Meet Quality tool for each affected user to analyze their microphone settings and configurations during a meeting. Question 29. Your organization wants to prevent a group of users from logging into their Google Drive when they are traveling internationally for business. You have added these users to an organizational unit, OU. You need to secure the user's access to the Google Drive app to meet this requirement. What should you do? Option A. Disable Google Drive for users in the OU. Option B. Define location-based access levels. Assign the levels to the Google Drive app for the OU. Option C. Require two-step verification. 2SV. When users in the OU sign in. Option D. Define user-based access levels. Assign the levels to the Google Drive app for the OU. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Define location-based access levels. Assign the levels to the Google Drive app for the OU. Question 30. Your company is transitioning to Google Workspace from legacy communication and collaboration applications. User accounts are managed in Active Directory and synced to Google Workspace by using Google Cloud Directory Sync. GCDS. Your company is implementing a new security policy for all accounts that requires complex passwords. Passwords must be at least 20 characters long. Contain 3 symbols, 4 numbers, and 2 capital letters. You need to enforce the new password policy in Google Workspace. What should you do? Option A. Share the instructions for changing a Google account password with your users. Monitor password strength in the Google admin console as users change their passwords. Option B. Enable strong password enforcement and require a minimum length of 20 characters at the top-level organizational unit. Option C. Create a password policy in Active Directory. Install Password Sync on the global catalog service for Active Directory and require a password change for your users. Option D. Create a password policy in Active Directory. Enable password synchronization in GCDS. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Create a password policy in Active Directory. Install Password Sync on the global catalog service for Active Directory and require a password change for your users. Question 31. Your company's legal department has issued a litigation hold that requires you to preserve all data related to a specific project. You need to ensure that all data for this project, including emails, documents, and chats, are preserved indefinitely and cannot be deleted by users. What should you do? Option A. Create a hold in Google Vault that includes all users and data sources associated with the project. Option B. Assign an archived user license to all users involved in the project. Option C. Set up a retention rule in Google Vault that retains all data from Gmail and Drive indefinitely. Option D. Export all project-related data from Google Workspace and store the data in a separate, secure location. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Create a hold in Google Vault that includes all users and data sources associated with the project. Question 32. Your organization allows employees to use their personal devices for work purposes. You want to ensure these devices follow the company's security policies. You need to choose a mobile management solution that provides minimal passcode enforcement and allows for an admin to remotely wipe a user's account from a device. You also want to avoid having to install agents on employees' personal devices. What should you do? Option A. Implement Google's advanced management on mobile devices. Option B. Implement Google's basic management on mobile devices. Option C. Enforce a strong password policy. And enforce the password policy at the next sign-in. Option D. Deploy a third-party mobile device management (MDM) solution. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Implement Google's basic management on mobile devices. Question 33. An employee is leaving your company and has numerous files stored in My Drive. Their manager wants to retain access to these files. You need to offboard the departing employee's Google Workspace account while ensuring that the manager can still access the files while following Google recommended practices. What should you do? Option A. Use Google Vault to establish a retention policy for the organizational unit (OU) of the departing employee. Assign the Google archived user license. Option B. Instruct the departing employee to share their My Drive folder with the manager before leaving. Delete the Google Workspace account on the departing employee's last day. Option C. Download the departing employee's Drive data by using Google Takeout. Upload the data to the manager's Drive before deleting the departing employee's Google Workspace account. Option D. Transfer ownership of the departing employee's files to the manager during the user deletion process. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Transfer ownership of the departing employee's files to the manager during the user deletion process. Question 34. You need to create an automated application or process that includes connectors to external data, leverages Google Sheets data, and is easily shared as a mobile application. What should you do? Option A. Create an application by using App Engine. Connect the application to your workspace environment. Option B. Copy the external data to BigQuery. Use a connected sheet to interact with the data. Option C. Create an AppSheet application to connect the different data sources. Set up the mobile application. Option D. Create an automation process by using AppScript. Run the process through Google Sheets. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Create an AppSheet application to connect the different data sources. Set up the mobile application. Question 35. Your organization recently deployed Google Workspace. Over 3,000 external contacts were shared in public folders in Microsoft Exchange before the implementation. You need to ensure that these external contacts appear to domain users in Gmail. What should you do? Option A. Export the external contacts to a CSV file. Upload the file to Google Drive. And instruct users to import to their My Contacts. Option B. Use Google Cloud Directory Sync to sync the external contacts from the public folders in Microsoft Exchange to the directory. Option C. Use the domain shared contacts API to add the external contacts to the directory. Option D. Create a user account, add the external contacts, and delegate them to all users in the domain. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Use the domain shared contacts API to add the external contacts to the directory. Question 36. Your organization has experienced a recent increase in unauthorized access attempts to your company's Google Workspace instance. You need to enhance the security of user accounts while following Google recommended practices. What should you do? Option A. Disable password recovery options to prevent unauthorized individuals from accessing user accounts. Option B. Implement a strong password policy and enable text messages as the two-step verification. 2SV. Using text messages. Option C. Enforce the use of physical security keys as the two-step verification. 2SV. Method for all users. Option D. Enforce a strong password policy that requires users to include special characters, numbers, and uppercase letters. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Enforce the use of physical security keys as the two-step verification. 2SV. Method for all users. Question 37. Your company operates several primary care clinics where employees routinely work with protected health information. 5. You are in the process of transitioning the organization to Google Workspace from a legacy communication and collaboration system. After you sign the Business Associate Agreement (BAA), you need to ensure that data is handled in compliance with regulations when using Google Workspace. What should you do? Option A. Implement a third-party backup service that is also compliant with Google Workspace core services. Option B. Create a label for Google Drive contents to help employees identify sensitive data. Option C. Instruct the staff to not store any file in Google Workspace core services, including Google Drive, Docs, Sheets, and Keep. Option D. Disable integrations with third-party apps and turn off non-core Google services. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Disable integrations with third-party apps and turn off non-core Google services. Question 38. You are onboarding a new employee who will use a company-provided Android device. Your company requires the ability to enforce strong security policies on mobile devices, including password complexity requirements and remote device wipe capabilities. You need to choose the appropriate Google Workspace mobile device management solution. What should you do? Option A. Use a third-party mobile device management (MDM) solution to manage the device. Option B. Allow the employee to use their personal device without enrolling it in any mobile device management (MDM) solution. Option C. Implement Google's basic management solution for the mobile device. Option D. Implement Google's advanced management solution for the mobile device. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Implement Google's advanced management solution for the mobile device. Question 39. You are configuring Google Chat for your organization. Using the admin console, you want to enable employees to view their chat history by default and allow employees to turn off chat history. What should you do? Option A. Configure Google Vault to retain all chat messages and exclude organizational units (OUs) with users who want to turn chat history off. Option B. Set the space history setting to off and chat history to on. Option C. Set the top-level default conversation history setting to on and allow users to change their history. Setting. Option D. Set the top-level default conversation history settings to off and allow users in each organizational unit (OU) to change their history setting. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Set the top-level default conversation history setting to on and allow users to change their history. Setting. Question 40. Your company wants to start using Google Workspace for email. Your domain is verified through a third-party provider. You need to route the email to Google Workspace. What should you do? Option A. Change your domain's record to point to Google's mail servers. Option B. Configure a forwarding rule in your current email system to redirect all messages to Gmail. Option C. Update your domain's MX records to the Google Workspace MX records provided in the setup. Instructions. Option D. Create a CNAME record that maps your domain to gmail.com. Quote. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Update your domain's MX records to the Google Workspace MX records provided in the setup. Instructions.